It's the holiday season, and many of you are probably starting to menu plan. I'm so excited. If you're like me, I start craving Thanksgiving food in September, and now it's finally appropriate. Let's not kid ourselves. It's always appropriate. So I started to think about my mashed potatoes, and I remember my grandma making fresh mashed potatoes every year just on Thanksgiving, and all year round she used instant otherwise. And I've never made instant mashed potatoes before, so I thought, why not do a comparison and see what the hype is about. So when we do the instant mashed potatoes, if it's something you choose to use in your house, I'm also going to show you some ways to dress it up and make it taste a little bit fancier. So we grew some gorgeous potatoes this year that Kelby dug in September, and we've been eating them and storing them. They store quite a long time just in our cellar or in the garage, and I'm excited to make some mashed potatoes with them. The beginning method is really up to you. I sometimes boil them, sometimes steam them, but today I just put them in the Instant Pot for 15 minutes. That's really simple and gets them right about the perfect temperature for mashing. So however you get to the point of soft, clean potatoes is up to you. Next, I have them all out of the Instant Pot ready to go, cut up in small chunks. And the first thing I'm gonna add is my butter, usually because I forget to pull it out of the fridge so it's cold. For this recipe today, I used about 2 quarts of potatoes, and 2 quarts, I used 1 stick of butter. I know it sounds like a lot, but trust me, you'll love it. One thing I just realized as I was mashing this is that a lot of people do remove the skins of your potatoes, and you can totally do that. I've always kept the skins on for several reasons. 1, nutritionally it's better. The skin has a lot of vitamins in it. 2, I love the texture. And 3, I'm just plain lazy, and this is way easier than removing all the skins. Now it's starting to get that gorgeous mashed potato texture that we all love, but I'm gonna spice it up with some sour cream. You can kind of eyeball this depending on how moist the potatoes are. I'm starting with about half a cup. I use a potato masher when making my potatoes. Some people use a mixer or a blender, and that's fine too, but I prefer my mashed potatoes nice and chunky, so the masher gets the job done with less mess. Last, I'm gonna add a real salt, Himalayan pink or sea salt, whatever I have on hand, just a good high quality salt. And I think this butter was unsalted that I added, so I'll probably put 1 to 2 tablespoons. Potatoes actually require a lot more salt than we expect, so sometimes I even re-salt them when I serve them. Look how gorgeous these are. I literally cannot wait to dive in. But first, I have to make those instant mashed potatoes. So my sister-in-law picked up a box of instant mashed potatoes for me because I didn't even know where to buy them. They are available at the dollar store, and I'm going to start by looking at these ingredients. So Idaho potatoes with emulsifier. I'm not sure what emulsifier is. And preservatives, sodium acid phosphatate, sodium bisulfate, citric acid, mixed tocopherol. Oh, John told me how to say that, and I don't remember. Tocopherols. So not as many ingredients as I thought, but definitely a lot of ones that I couldn't pronounce and don't know what they are. But basically, they just look like snowflakes in a box, which is happy. So the directions, they give you stovetop directions or microwaves. We don't have a microwave, so we're gonna do it on the stovetop today. And the first step is to combine water, salt, and butter. And butter has an asterisk. Oh, margarine may be substituted for butter. Great. According to the chart below, for best results, do not add milk until step 3. Okay, water, salt, and butter. Number 2, heat to a boil, then remove from heat. Number 3, add cold milk. Stir in potatoes gently and let stand until moist. Whip lightly with fork and serve. So you don't need an appliance for this, just a fork. For a creamier mashed potato, stir in additional hot water or milk. For a firmer mashed potato, stir in additional potatoes. Less salt can be added if desired. Oh, the salt is down here. Okay, so now they have a chart. We're gonna make the whole box. This is gonna be yummy. Maybe. So we've finished making the instant mashed potatoes, and my full review from a culinary standpoint, it definitely saved a couple minutes of time because you didn't have to boil the mashed potatoes, but as far as the steps after boiling them, it was about the same time. So if you wanted to make these in a pinch, save 5 minutes on dinner, a way to add some flavor and make it more of a whole food could be dressing it up with some fresh chives from the garden, some cheddar cheese would be really yummy, or even adding some sour cream. The texture's a little bit dry than I personally like mashed potatoes, but we all have our preferences as far as how dry or soft we like potatoes. And I think the other thing that is different, obviously, is there's no skins in this, so the texture is going to be a little bit different than the ones that I made. So now for the taste test. I've been working so hard in the kitchen. I can't wait to try these. I'm going to take a scoop on either side. We can just compare as they hit the plate too. This is definitely a lot smoother than mine. If I had used a machine, I would have made my potatoes a little bit smoother. They're very sticky, like they don't want to come off of the fork. So I will start with the instant. I would definitely dress them up. Like they're just more of a texture than a flavor, which is like strange to me because I'm all about the flavor. But the texture is great. I know I'm biased, but I definitely love the skins in here. I like the lumpiness. I like the flavor. And again, these were only salted, but there is something to be said with farm-grown organic potatoes, fresh from the ground basically, and just like a little bit of sour cream and salt. It makes a big difference, and it has so much more complex flavor when you use a raw whole ingredient. Speaking of which, we do carry our potatoes year-round in the farm store, certified organic in reds, whites, and russets. Farm store plug. So if you're expecting company and you want to dress up your mashed potatoes, here are two of my favorite options. I'm going to start with the instant because that was the most plain, and I almost would be tempted to add salt to this, but I think I'm going to wait. Sometimes guests like it a little bit less salty, and we should see once the ingredients are added, sometimes they also add some salt. So first I'm going to start with adding some sour cream. And that is just to help the texture out a little bit. It was quite sticky and dry. Next, I'm going to add a base layer of some cheddar. Another staple in my home are bacon bits. Some garlic powder. And then lastly, some chives for garnish. For the homemade ones, I like to do something really simple, but kind of out of the box. I like to take our homemade sauerkraut, and if you've never made sauerkraut before, check out our video on it. It's very simple. It adds so much color to the mashed potatoes. And then I like to do a sprinkling of cheddar. You could always add a couple chives too for some color. Very Christmassy. So I've mixed the ingredients in so they're nice and incorporated, and we're gonna try them again. I have the instant here with the bacon bits and cheddar, and I have my helper here to let me know what he thinks. Wanna try this one?
Yeah. This tastes delicious.
You like it? Yeah, the sour cream definitely softens the texture, and the cheddar and the chives add like a little bit of tang, which I like. So next we're gonna try the sauerkraut mashed potatoes with cheddar cheese.
Which is my favorite?
Sauerkraut's your favorite? Well, I hope you like these mashed potatoes.
Sauerkraut is the winner.
Yeah, I can't explain it, but I love sauerkraut with potatoes. Just nice and refreshing.
Yeah, and it's so delicious.
And it doesn't sit in your stomach like a normal pile of mashed potatoes does. Maybe because of the ferments and the sourness, it's already activating your digestive enzymes. Does that make you want more? Which one, the sauerkraut one or the bacon bits one?
Both.
Oh, I guess we have a winner, folks. Mm-hmm.
And then now we're gonna make another one.
Mm-hmm. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. It was so much fun creating and learning a new skill of making instant mashed potatoes. If you enjoyed this video and it inspired you, please drop us a comment in the comment section below. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to our channel. Also, I'd love to hear from you. How do you make your mashed potatoes? Do you use instant, and did this inspire you to dress it up, or do you have a homemade favorite recipe? Share it below in the comment section.